In this lesson, we will discuss careers in coaching and sport instruction. This chapter will acquaint you with the wide range of professional opportunities available in the sphere of coaching and sport instruction, familiarize you with the work and qualifications for coaching and professional sport instruction, inform you about the educational requirements and life experiences necessary to become a qualified and successful coach or sport instructor, and help you determine whether one of these professions matches your skills, aptitudes, and professional desires. So what is coaching and sport instruction? The goal is to help participants in activity settings develop and maintain a modest to high level of motor skill performance and fitness. And this goal is reached through well-designed practice and conditioning sessions that involve explanation, instruction, verbal, and visual feedback. Looking at comparing sport instruction and coaching responsibilities, instructors spend more time with instructional responsibilities such as disseminating knowledge and molding student behaviors. Coaches spend more time on supplementary responsibilities such as recruiting, reviewing film, scheduling, budgeting, and fundraising. There are many similarities between the two, including instruction and interpersonal skills, but coaches tend to work with a more skilled population on refining skills and game strategies. The acts of sport coaching and sport instruction are more similar than distinct, but the professions of sport coaching and sport instruction are more distinct than similar. Looking at figure 15.1, making too fine a distinction between the acts of teaching and coaching is probably not useful because the roles associated with these positions can switch back and forth. Indeed, it's safe to say that most coaches consider themselves to be first and foremost teachers. Conversely, sport instructors, particularly at the youth level, commonly envision themselves as coaches. Youth sport coaches, for example, spend much of their time teaching children how to perform basic skills. Their emphasis is not and should not be on who wins the game, but rather on maximizing each player's level of expertise starting at the novice level. However, coaching at the high school, varsity, or college level usually involves more of a unique aspect of coaching, starting from the point of a more elite athlete. This figure shows the differences and similarities in instruction and coaching professions. As you can see, the similarities here are considerably fewer than similarities in acts of instruction and coaching from the last figure. There are two major differences. Instructors tend to spend more of their time involved in on-task duties, that is, disseminating knowledge and molding student behavior. Coaches spend less of their time on the work and more of their off-task duties of recruiting, scouting, reviewing video, planning strategy, and addressing compliance or eligibility issues, scheduling, budgeting, and fundraising. The nature of off-task duties also differs between the two jobs, whereas instructors spend time maintaining records, repairing and maintaining equipment, advertising classes, or attending to institutional demands. Coaches are more likely to absorb in the off-task duties described in figure 15.2. Looking at the major settings for coaching and sport instruction, the first is community settings, which should be civic-minded in principle. The first goal is the improvement of social, physical, and moral development of local community through physical activity. However, in reality, many volunteer coaches focus on winning, even at all costs. The next setting is institutional settings. This includes high schools and middle schools, colleges and universities, and other institutions such as schools for the deaf and blind, residential juvenile institutions, and detention facilities. Commercial sports settings are another common setting for coaching and sport instruction. They could be more private, like for hire, elite for elite athletes, or large settings like arenas, stadiums, practice facilities of professional teams, to tennis, swimming, and squash clubs. Some common roles for coaching and sport instruction professionals include community physical activity program instructors, community youth sport development leaders, professional sport instructors, certification and education of instructors, youth sport coaches, coaching in institutional settings, and coaching in professional sport. Looking at certification and continuing education of coaches, There are some opportunities for certification with youth sport coaches. For education and certification of middle and high school coaches, in Texas, you must be a certified teacher in order to coach in public schools. And the education and certification of college and professional coaches tends to be a lack of certification. Human Kinetics Coach Education Center and Coaching Association of Canada offer certification programs for coaches in several subdisciplines, professional areas, and relevant topics. The U.S. does not do a great job of providing certification opportunities for coaches, I have found. And the more elite the coach is, the less likely they are to have certification in continuing education. In Canada, I became a certified tennis coach when I was 16. It was a very structured course, and no tennis club would hire you without certifications. Unfortunately, there can be a lot of negative issues in coaching. Did you notice the sidebars in your chapters? When commercialism and professionalism threaten youth sport, the parent problem, the long shot, probability of competing in athletics beyond high school. These issues aren't rare. They are more likely to see them as a coach than not. Another issue is ethics in coaching. There have been many scandals in the news, including Penn State sexual abuse, Baylor sexual assault cover-ups, USA Gymnastics medical sexual assault. Ethics conduct flows from a sound personal philosophy. The National Alliance for Youth Sport Code of Ethics states, I will treat each player as an individual, remembering the large range of emotional and physical development for the same age group. I will do my best to provide a safe playing situation for my players. I will remember that I am a youth sports coach and that the game is for children and not adults. The full text of the National Alliance of Youth Sport Code can be found in your textbook. Looking at trends and opportunities in coaching and sport instruction, job prospects are good. However, salaries are low except at highest levels. I coached at several levels, including club, middle school, and high school. I probably could have made more money with a lemonade stand. Coaching high school tennis, I practice every day, matches several times a week, long hours, and I was paid a supplement to my teaching salary of under $4,000 a year. There is, however, an emerging job market in statistical analysis, kind of the idea you see in the Moneyball movie. Looking at advice for coaching and sport instruction students, you need to look at if you are really suited for the career, lay out a plan, identify opportunities to take coaching courses, seek coaching experience, be a voracious reader of materials related to the sport, build a network of active coaches starting now, work on perceived weaknesses, continue to advance your knowledge and training, consider settings that you are interested in coaching, and think about what type of athletes you would like to work with. Questions to ask yourself if you're considering a career in coaching or sport instruction are whether you have an entrepreneurial spirit. Are you good at dealing with people? Are you a leader? Can you plan and organize? Can you engage a strategy? Do you have good judgment? Are you happy with success and failure? And are you comfortable with others always evaluating you?